kids, have you ever run out of milk? It stinks when you run out of milk. You can't have cereal, and there's none to put in your hot chocolate. Or maybe you have run out of bread before. You can't make a sandwich without bread. Well, that's a big problem. In today's Bible story, people were running out of more than just milk and bread. They were running out of every food. That's a big problem. Imagine if there were no food to eat. But no matter what problems we have, God is always in control, and He will always save us. It's just like our Bible verse says. Do you remember it? Let's say it together. Hosea 13:4. Yet I am the Lord thy God from the land of Egypt, and thou shalt know no God but me, for there is no Savior beside me. Hosea 13:4. This verse reminds us that God has always been with us from the very beginning, so we should put nothing before Him because He is our Savior. Let's say our verse again, together, but this time, try to say it while standing on one foot. Are you ready? Here we go. Hosea 13:4. Yet I am the Lord thy God from the land of Egypt, and thou shalt know no God but me, for there is no Savior beside me. Hosea 13:4. God was with Joseph in the land of Egypt, and because Joseph was faithful to God and put him above everything else, God protected him and caused him to prosper in the land of Egypt. God helped Joseph interpret dreams, and God used him to help Pharaoh understand what his dreams were about and what was going to happen in the land of Egypt. Pharaoh made Joseph second in command of Egypt and gave him a very important job. Let's find out what happens next. Our story today comes from Genesis chapters 42 through 46. Back in Canaan, Joseph's family needed help. They were running out of food. Because of the famine, no one had enough food to eat, except in Egypt. So Jacob sent 10 of his sons to Egypt to buy food. The youngest son, Benjamin, stayed home with his father. When the brothers arrived in Egypt, they bowed down before Joseph, the man in charge, except they didn't know it was Joseph. Although they thought Joseph was a stranger, Joseph recognized his brothers. He remembered how many years before they had sold him as a servant. But now he had an important job in Egypt and had a position of great power. Now his brothers bowed down to him. The dreams he had from many years ago were coming true. Joseph wanted to test his brothers. He asked, "Are you here to spy on the land?" "No," they answered. "We are brothers, and we have another brother at home." Joseph told his brothers, "Go home and bring back your brother, so I know you are telling the truth." Joseph gave his brothers a little bit of food and sent them home. The brothers told their father everything that had happened, and their father was very upset. He didn't want to lose Benjamin like he had lost Joseph. He was afraid that something bad might happen to him. But once the food ran out, he knew he had to send Benjamin and his brothers back to Egypt to get more food. The brothers took money to buy food, their brother Benjamin, and a special gift for Joseph. When they arrived, they gave Joseph the gift and bowed down before him. Joseph invited them into his house, and they ate a meal together. At the end of the meal, Joseph told all of his servants and helpers to leave. He wanted to talk to his brothers privately. He turned to his brothers and told them, "I am Joseph, the brother whom you sold to Egypt. God had a plan in sending me here. Because you sold me, I am able to save my family and give them food. What you meant for evil, God used for good." His brothers were afraid that Joseph would punish them for what they did to him, but instead, Joseph told them, "Go home and bring the whole family back to Egypt. You will have enough to eat, and there you will be saved." The brothers went home and told their father Jacob everything that had happened. Jacob was so excited to find out that his son was alive. So Joseph's whole family moved to Egypt. Jacob and Joseph were reunited, and they cried happy tears. Joseph's brothers hurt Joseph when they sold him to Egypt, but God had a good plan. God used Joseph's hurt to save his people from hunger. One day, people would hurt God's son, Jesus, too. God's plan was to use Jesus' death to save his people from sin. So what we learned from this story is that God can take something terrible and use it for his glory and our good. It reminds me of a verse in the Bible, Romans 8:28. All things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are the called according to his purpose. The story of Joseph and of Jesus is the perfect example of this verse. And speaking of Bible verses, don't forget to practice saying Hosea 13:4 this week. I'm looking forward to hearing you say it next week. See you then.